Origins of Scorpia. Elaine Call, aka Scorpia, is a psychotic woman with a similar suit to that of the Scorpion and an enemy of Spider-Man. Elaine Call was a former mental patient in Hell's Kitchen who was given an enhanced version of Scorpion's suit and recruited by Silvermane to retrieve the cyborg Deathlock. In the initial assault, in which she was assisted by Beetle and Hydro-Man, she was taken out by Spider-Man, but ultimately succeeded in bringing in a surrendered Deathlock after Silvermane revealed he had taken control of the city's computer systems. She was then ordered to ambush the infiltrated Spider-Man and Daredevil, who were trying to rescue Deathlock. She was holding her own against both heroes until she was betrayed and shot in the back by her own employer, now in control of Deathlock's body, to gain his enemy's trust. Enraged at his betrayal, she swore revenge and followed them in hopes of finding Silvermane and exacting her vengeance against him. Once there, she attacked him, but her armor was taken over by Mainframe, another of Silvermane's henchmen. However, after Daredevil defeated Mainframe, she regained control over her body and resumed her attack on her former employer. Her revenge, though, remained unfinished because of an explosion set off by the Punisher, and she was forced to flee the area. Major story arcs. The Mark of Cain. Scorpia forms an alliance with Hobgoblin, Vulture, Shocker, Beetle, Electro, and Mysterio as the Sinister Six when they learn that Cain has been killing off some of Spider-Man's enemies, including Dr. Octopus and Grim Hunter. They get information from police computer records showing areas around Manhattan that Cain has been sighted. The team splits up and given communicators in case they discover Cain during their hunt. Hobgoblin is attacked by Cain disguised as Spider-Man on a building rooftop until the rest of the Sinister Six arrive. Their attempt at teamwork is floundering and they fight poorly as a team. Scorpia accidentally stabs Shocker with her tail during the fight, but eventually the table begins to turn in their favor until Scarlet Spider comes to assist Cain. Scarlet Spider would punch out Scorpia and Cain manages to escape from the Sinister Six. Grave matters. Scorpia would team up with several criminals including Boomerang, Jack-O-Lantern, Beetle and the Shocker after Jonah Jameson offered a $100,000 reward to anyone that could recover the skeleton of a Peter Parker clone that was dumped in a stack a few years ago. The criminals come into conflict with Ben Reilly as Spider-Man and a mercenary called the Pro when the skull of the clone is discovered inside a cemetery. Scorpia is immediately webbed up and rendered a spectator during the fight. Reilly punches Jack-O-Lantern off his hover disc and is thrown right into Scorpia, where both villains are out for the count. The evil that men do. Scorpia reappears sometime later when she goes after a man named Garrison Clum in Carnegie Hall. Scorpia takes out a few guards when Spider-Man and the Black Cat arrive. The Black Cat manages to rip out Scorpia's tail with her grappling hook and Spider-Man takes her out with a stomp to the head. Scorpia was being held in a cell at the Midtown North precinct when Spider-Man and the Black Cat dropped by. Spider-Man told Scorpia that she would keep pegging her with web balls and have Felicia sing memories from the Broadway show Cats until she tells the heroes who hired her to go after Clum. Scorpia tells them the information they needed and is left alone in her holding cell. Brand new day. Scorpia is hanging out at the bar with no name with other villains when a low-life baddie named the Basher calls out Spider-Man on a website. A man called the Bookie begins to take bets on the fight and a number of shady patrons become angry when they realize the Spider-Man that fights the Basher is an imposter. However, the real Spider-Man shows up and discovers that the imposter is the woman known as Screwball. She tells Spider-Man that the Bookie could be found at the villain bar hangout. Spider-Man shows up and a brief scuffle occurs. The bartender stops the fight and Spider-Man leaves when he gets the information he needs on the Bookie.